Let me make this super simple for those that are looking for a single answer. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment is another musou game like all the others that came before it. Hyrule Warriors, Persona Strikers, Fire Emblem Warriors, etc. This is another Warriors game through and through, albeit with Zelda stuff. So if that's all you're looking for, bye, I guess? I will say though, this game has so much other stuff going on that it may actually entice you. For those of you still hanging around, hello my friends. Let's talk about one of my favorite games of the year. Oh, no. I'm not saying this even close to the game of the year. No. This is a game that I have personally had so much fun with, and I absolutely love this era of Zelda, so this is a game that I've thoroughly enjoyed through its flaws. Though this game follows the same general formula as Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which followed from Hyrule Warriors, which followed from generic Warriors games, which followed from... Anyway, what sets Age of Imprisonment apart immediately is the story. Warning, there will be some minor story spoilers from Tears of the Kingdom here. I just want you to know. Where Age of Calamity had its own non-canonical story... Non-canonical. Age of Imprisonment follows much more closely to the story told in Tears of the Kingdom. Instead of staying with Link in the current timing having to deal with Ganon while trying to find Zelda, you follow Zelda on her own journey into the past, specifically the big war that was referenced in Tears of the Kingdom. I found it really neat to see Zelda in this whole new cast of characters in a different era, and this is where some disappointment reared its ugly head and let out a half-assed roar like it had stayed up all night and didn't really care enough to give the full effort into being upset. Okay, look, my point here is that this is disappointing, but by no means is this a deal breaker for me. This roster is, let's say unique. There are some characters I absolutely adore. You better respect the Queen Artie and my guy Rafika. While most of the others I just didn't care for. They were a bit bland, their movesets were largely boring, and they didn't dive much into their backstories at all. They end up feeling like a roster filler because it needed to meet some weird gaming quota to make the price of admission worth it. There are some exceptions. For instance, one of the Gerudo extras in the roster has a unique move where you have to time the heavy attacks to a circular timer and it will grant a more effective attack. Now these were neat, but sadly it didn't lift the roster up much. Thankfully, the gameplay loop is not disappointing. Repetitive at times, oh most definitely, but it's a repetitive that I enjoy. There are various missions you'll take with different story elements, some being minor missions while others are story related, and along the way have a side quest for each character to unlock. Think of things like perform a sync attack with another character. Essentially, if you just play the game, you'll finish most of side quests, which will grant you rewards to use to upgrade various elements, whether character movesets or general upgrades to places on the map. There is so much to do here. Seriously, there was one moment that I finished a story mission and I sat there for at least 30 to 45 seconds watching missions and upgrades fill up my map. I gotta be honest, this triggered all the right things in my brain, seeing all the stuff unlocked. Yeah, I'm a weirdo. I know already, but at least I'm honest, right? Something else they added into the game are Zonite, whatever. They're the devices from Tears of the Kingdom. They're super cool, they work very well, and I like them as an addition. Also, I really like that there are special moves that each character can do that can counteract special moves from the enemies. Now, you'll see them turn red, or the path is going to happen. Maybe they'll jump, maybe they'll go forward, but I really enjoy that you can counter these, and then there's a cooldown period for it. Now, obviously, you can upgrade this to reduce the cooldown and all that fun stuff. That's just part of the other part of the gameplay, but it's really fun, it adds a lot, and it just adds another facet to this gameplay. Some characters are locked to certain weapons, while others are locked to only certain types of weapons. For instance, Rauru, one of the main protagonists, uses not only a spear, but his specific spear. While the Knight Construct, which, let's just be honest here, okay? It's just Robot Link. That's what the Knight Construct is. It can use swords, but it isn't limited to just one. It can use two-handed swords, single-hand swords, spears, and others. You can upgrade your weapons with standard resources, while some offer extra perks to general abilities, like adding more oomph to your regular attacks. With each level, the weapon can unlock seals, which grant additional abilities, along with the standard more power or more speed. It's nothing too complex, but it's fun nonetheless. You know, kind of like these games in general. You go into a level, you just tear up a whole bunch of enemies, and you complete the missions without losing a person or failing the mission. That's it. There's nothing here that's crazy complicated. It's just hack and slash fun. Now, there is plenty to do here, and thankfully, I didn't really have to grind on previously completed levels to upgrade things, but there is something that's missing that I severely miss. Adventure maps. Ever since these were introduced with the first Hyrule Warriors game, I've wanted them back. It's a minor gripe, so, let me just be nitpicky here, okay? So you're probably waiting for the how does the game look and run aspect of it, right? Well, in short, it's great. I did notice a couple stutters here and there, but honestly, I was too busy mowing down hundreds of enemies at a time to really pay attention or care. The only reason I really noticed it is because I was explicitly looking for it. When playing games like this, just turn your brain off, destroy enemies en masse, and enjoy the story. Oh, and the music. Wait, did I talk about the music yet? No, I didn't. Goodness, what is wrong with me? The music is so good. They took many songs from Tears of the Kingdom and, well, older Zelda games and remade them into glorious new compositions. I seriously loved the soundtrack in this game, and I feel like it will go mostly under the radar. Age of Imprisonment is great. This won't win any Game of the Year awards, but this will definitely be one of my most played games of the year. This is an easy recommendation. It has excellent visual style and presentation, it runs great, and offers enough variety to keep this repetitious affair compelling throughout. I also really enjoyed the story a lot, and you know what this successfully made me want to do? Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and play Tears of the Kingdom again because it's awesome, and this game's awesome, and I recommend it.